Okay, welcome to our next class. In this class, we are going to be learning formatting using Microsoft Excel. These are some of the things we are going to be learning: how to format in Microsoft Excel, your fonts, how to align fonts, numbers, how to bold, italize or italic, underline, background color, and font colors, font size, font style, border, and the rest. So quickly, let's quickly see how we can do all this, how we can format our text. Okay, coming back to our last class. Now, first and foremost, if you look closely, you will observe that this data I copied and pasted, I need to bold the heading, so automatically I have to format it by highlighting it, because you cannot format a text without highlighting it. Now remember, I told you when you are highlighting in Excel, it looks as if where you are starting from it's not highlighted, but definitely it's highlighted. So that's why you see exam is still white, but it's highlighted. So if I start from serial number, you observe that serial number is not highlighted. It looks as if it's not highlighted, but it's actually highlighted. Now I haven't highlighted this, I want to bold it, so I will just click on this B, so it makes it bold, dark. So that is what, how to format your text to make it bold. Then the next thing is, let's say I want to change the font size of this. If I come here, I can click on all the entire Excel sheets, because I want it to affect all the data here. So I can click on this font, so I can choose the font I want to use. So I have the right to pick any font I wish to use. So if I'm using this, you can see I've changed my font. Now for me to increase the font size, I will have to come here, click here. It's on font 11 by default, so I can put it on font 14. I can increase it to font 16. This is how we format our text in Excel. Now if you observe, as soon as I increase my font size, watch what happens. These names, some of them are cutting off, they are not showing completely again. They are not showing completely. So remember the first time I told you can actually adjust it, but is that how we're going to be adjusting? Because at the point in time, there's a place you adjust to, it may not enter your A4 paper again here, because even despite that this sheet is very broad, you have a limit. Take for instance, if I come to view now and I break this page, it will show me where my page one, let's go back to normal. You can see my page one is stopping here. That's why you are seeing these dotted lines. So anything I adjust, if I adjust this thing now more, automatically this whole thing from this line now, this one will cut out. From here, from class will cut out, because this is where page one is stopping. So if I preview it now, go to print preview, you observe that, look at what is showing me, only the names. The class and the exams is cutting at is entering the second page, which is not what I want. So you can see the different pages. I have page 1 to 12 here. So as I'm going, before you do not start giving me the class and the exam, but that's not what I want. I want all of them, both the name and the class, to be in a single page. So on that note, sometimes you actually not necessarily need to start opening. So even if you feel okay, this is okay, and the name is like this, there's what we call under our home menu excuse me, there's what we call wrap text. So I can decide to wrap text. So if I bring my cursor arrow to B and I click here, I can say wrap the text. What does that mean? What it means is, no matter how long a particular text is on this cell, it must not exceed from year to year. Rather, it will be going downward. So that is what wrap text does. So you can see now Bensi, Joyce, Michelle. So instead of the Michelle to cut, it's rather put it under that same cell. So take note, that's how we format our cells, by using the wrap test. So at a point in time, I can also adjust a little. You can see my broken line now. So all my work, if I go back to preview it, you observe that print preview, everything is coming out the way it ought to come out. Hope that is clear. Now I can decide to click on A here. Now if you observe, I don't like the way serial number is back, the numbers are, it's not well aligned. So I can decide to say put it on center like this. Now if you check, look at this 4, it's down. So I want to put it at the middle. So I'll click this other middle up here. So I'm aligning it middle. So to show that this 4 is for this name Bensi, just not that it's for only Michelle. So hope that is clear. You can see everything. The same thing, this I can come back here and say, okay, this is how I want it. By highlighting my cell, my row C, I'll put it on center. The same thing. Center. Sorry, center. Yeah. So you can see my work is a bit better that way. So if I preview it back again, you find out that what I have is far better than what it used to be. Everything well aligned. Okay. Now let's go back. Still on formatting. Like I said, you can underline by using, if I want to, let's say I want to underline a particular write-up. Let's say there's a name here. Now this particular name, I can decide to open this cell so that it just be one cell. Now I want to highlight this particular then I will come to underline. So if you check, I've underlined it. So there's an underline here. So that is how you underline. If you click on this drop down, there's a drop down arrow here. You can either use double underline. Most of the times you use double underline maybe when you are using mathematical functions and the likes. So single underline. Now I can make it, if I don't want to put it on underline, I will just click on it to off it. Then the next thing is I can make it italic. That's to italize it. So I'll click here. You can see it's like a slanting form. So that is how we format. Then I can as well shade that particular cell with any color. So you can see. So all these are formatting. Then I can actually change the text, the text color. You can see the text color or the font color is changing. So any font color I feel will be perfect, I can use it there. So you can change your font color by doing that. All right, then we can now look at this is to actually increase, they call it grow font or increase font size. So it's the same thing as increasing it from here. So as I'm clicking, the font is increasing. You observe this, then I can also reduce it from here. So being able to touch all this, then like I said, this can put it at the middle, this can take it to the top of that cell, this can align it, this can centralize it, then this can align it from the right to the left. So that is it. Now this is actually to change the orientation of my text. I can make it diagonal by clicking on any of the diagonal angle I want. Sometimes you want to do something like this, so that is when you do this. Or you want to do something like this, so depend on what you want to use on that. So quickly, let's see. I've talked about wrap test already, so I will undo what I just did now on this. Now under wrap test, immediately under beneath the wrap test, there's another thing here called merge and center. What does that mean? What it means is, if for example I have two, three cells, that's multiple cells highlighted, I can merge it to become a single cell by using this. So sometimes we use this when we are doing heading, when we want to write an heading. So you can see whatever I am writing here now is on one cell, but I have three cells merged together, H, I, J. It merged together to become a single cell. So that's how we merge cells. And this, like I said, most of the times you can use it. Let's say you want to add a cell above. So if I want to add a cell above now, I'll bring my cursor here, right click, you see after right clicking you will see insert cell. So I have cell above now, so I can decide to highlight the entire cell, then I'll say merge and center it. So this I cannot give it the heading of this particular merge and center. I will not give it the heading. Let's say names of grade 8 students in June 12 technology. So you can see it now becomes a heading. So it's a single cell now. All these O cells merge together. So I can now format it, bold it, and the likes. So that is how we format our cells. Then which other thing we have not touched there? Now we want to see what we have not touched. Okay, let's see what we have not touched. We have merged cell. Okay, want to see how we use dates and numbers. Date and numbers, that's the remaining thing. Date, number, and currency. So let's go back. Now by default any cell in Excel is on general. Check, you are seeing general, so that is true, you can write anything there. So let's assume I write 2nd May 2026 and I click out. Go and check what happens. Automatically it changes it to date for me, unlike this cell above, general, and number is changing this because this one says a number. So if I write 450, click on it, it's on general. So I can decide to say let it be on number. So I'll change it to numbers. So you can see it's giving me the decimal. I can either now reduce or increase the decimal. As you can see it, I can increase decimal or reduce decimal. Yeah. So this cell automatically now is recognizing it as a number now, not longer general. The same thing, the way it recognizes date. Under date too, I can decide to choose whether it's going to be a long date, you can see, or it's telling me Saturday 2nd May 2026, or I can still leave it to short date. So it depends on the format you want to use. Also we have currency. Take for instance this, I want to change, instead of number I want to change it to a currency. So I want to change it, let's say I want to use naira, so I will click on more. I can come to under here as well. I can go to currency. Now it's showing me in naira because my Excel has already been formatted to naira. In yours it might be showing you something else like in dollar sign, but how do you change that? That's what I want to show you. You can come here, click on more, accounting. Now you can see mine, the symbol is in naira and it's in 2 decimal. Now you can click on this drop down to go and pick any currency you need, any currency in the world at all, you get it from here. So if you want it to be in English, dollar, even in naira you have different type of naira. You see Yoruba naira, Igbo naira, Hausa naira, but they are all the same symbols, everything. So take note, that is how you format your currency. So that cell becomes a currency. So the same thing in percentage. You can actually write something. I have 10 here. It's normal, it's general, but if I put it in percent now, so this cell now is no longer seeing it as normal 10. Excel is seeing this now as 10%. And you know 10% is actually different from normal 10. So if you doubt when we proceed to formulas and function, I will show you how that works, so that by the time we add a particular set to a particular set that has percent and number, you find out that what you are getting is quite unique. So that is how you can actually format your cells or your data in Microsoft Excel. Thank you and see you in the next class.